Let me show you how to create this text effect in Photoshop real quick. Fast forward, let's go. Alright, so now let's begin by creating a new canvas. Open Photoshop and create a new canvas. Make sure to create a new solid color layer and now set the color that you want. It's time to bring in our subject, and I will put the link to the resource folder in the description. You can download and practice along. The next thing to do is to bring in our text. So right click on the type tool and make sure to choose vertical type tool. So click anywhere and begin to write your text. So this is the font that I'm using, Montserrat Extra Bold. So now let's write our text. So now we need to edit the text. So you can go to the character panel, but before then make sure to select or highlight all the text. Move to the character panel and make sure to set the intervals to around this point. This is to remove the enough space between or intervals between each of the text. We want them to come closer, as we can see here, and we will get to know the reason behind this later. All right, so now it's time to resize. Hit Ctrl+T to resize the text and place it somewhere here. So let's take the opacity down for the subject. So let's check for the text placement around here. So this looks pretty good. Now let's bring the opacity back to 100%. The next is to create a clipping mask for the subject. So right click and create a clipping mask for it. Press Ctrl+J to duplicate it. Make a copy of this text once again, so you can hold Alt and click and drag it upward like this. Take the fill opacity way to 0 and move to the FX and select stroke. Now make sure the stroke color is set to white and the stroke to any size that you prefer. I think around 4 is cool, or maybe 5 is cool. Make sure to set the position to center. Select the drop shadow and set the shadow for this. So make sure to follow these settings. Now make sure to come back to the subject copy, and now let's create a layer mask for it. So click here to add a layer mask. Now make sure to press B on your keyboard or select the brush tool from here. All right, so if the size is too much, you can right click and reduce the size a little bit. Okay, with the layer mask selected or active, make sure the foreground color is set to black. So now let's try to clean some areas here. So we are going to clean here, and this place is open, so we will leave it as it is. We are not going to clean inside here and then we are going to clean here, and this is the reason why we made the text to come closer. Okay, so when you see, or as you can see from here, we made it to come closer so that it will be like we have a block of flow of the subject to this area. Okay, so we don't have any flow of the subject here. So when it hits here, that's the end. Let's go back to the brush tool and clean up to here. Okay, now if the drop shadow tool looks way much for you, you can double click and go back and make changes. So let me go back and make some little adjustment or changes here. You can also come back to the background or solid color fill and make changes to it anytime that you want. That's it for today's tutorial. See you in the next video. Watch other videos on this channel. Thank you.